Hi guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Dr Lynda Cramer. Yes, it's cold here this morning, and what I'm wearing is my cat coat. I am highly allergic to Mary. Here's Mary. So I always put on something whenever I'm going to pick her up, especially when I'm going to be sitting here for about the next 2 hours talking to you guys so I don't scratch and have an allergic reaction to her. So I thought I'd show Mary today because you guys have been an absolute wow of support for me over the last couple of months because Mary's been not well. She had a UTI, red wee-wees. It was horrible for her. So she's on cat Valium now to calm her down because she is a very timid little cat. She's a gorgeous cat. She's my cat. As much as my daughter would love to say she's her cat as well, no, this is my cat. Hello, baby. Just settle with me. So I wanted to show you Mary first up. So here she is. Oh, my God, she's a big fat cat. There she is. Look, she just did the slow blink at you guys. So there's Mary. I'm going to put her down. Okay, there we go. So now I'll show you the protocol of what I go through. First of all, I've got to take off my coat because I'm highly allergic to cats and dogs. I am far, far worse with dogs, and that's why I can never own a dog. So now that I've just taken off my coat, now we get the antibacterial wipes, and I wipe my hands because I get so itchy because of cat hair. So I know that I'm supposed to have one of those Sphinx cats that don't have hair. But why do I pick up Mary? Why do I hug her and love her? Because I love animals. And my love for animals far exceeds the allergic reaction that I get to them. So there you go, guys. You know, people have said to me all the time, why do you keep touching cats for? Because I love cats and I'm not going to stop ever doing what I love because of an allergy. So that's where I'm at today. I want to talk to you about love. You know, I sit here like half an hour ago thinking, what the hell am I going to talk about when I go live today? And I can't stress it enough, guys, how much we have to talk about love. We have to stay in the love emotion. You know, there is so many things out there now causing separation, divided opinions, people getting offended, all this woke business going on. I can't believe how much the deep state, the government, who else is involved? Well, that wasn't a question. Who, you know, World Health Organization is involved with this. So is the World Economic Forum and all the rest of them. I didn't vote for these people, so how the hell do they have so much impact and direction over what I do and try and control what I say and do? Very soon, in December this year, Australia is implementing what they're calling the underage YouTube ban. So anyone under 16 years old can no longer access YouTube. So the only way anyone in Australia can get onto YouTube is to show digital identification. Digital ID is not something I want. Digital ID is something I will not use. So I'm going to start looking around for my own VPN so I do not have to prove that I'm over 16 to use YouTube. So we have to stand and fight these wars that they're doing. We don't do it out of hatred. We don't do it out of fear. We do it because we love ourselves so much that we are protecting our rights and our dignity and our integrity of who we are as individuals, okay? Some people out there call it sovereignty, sovereign rights, etc. I don't go for that. I just say, you know what? I know I have free will. I've been to heaven where I know free will exists, and nobody and no corporation, organization, government, etc., is going to tell me what I can and can't do for my own good. So that's why I don't care who takes vaccines. I don't care who does chemo or not. I don't care if you go and have a blood test or whatever. Health is always a personal choice. Yeah? And when those mandates came in, we can't get angry with it. We love that they're trying. They think they're doing the right thing for themselves. But what I do for me is no one else's business. Remember Eleanor Roosevelt? She was the one who penned the term, "What other people think of me is none of my business." And this is absolutely where I'm at. Okay, I've just seen Dupre. They've said, "Look, Dr. Lynda, isn't this enabling government to track its people?" Absolutely, it is. They want to stereotype us. So then they have this, what do I call it? They stereotype us to put us into categories. Okay, they track what we spend our money on. So somebody who goes to the movies every week, guess what comes on YouTube? All the latest movies. Isn't that ironic? Because everything tracks our spending habits. And we can't get involved with this, guys. I prefer to live naturally. I look at natural health, natural remedies. I'm 60 in, where are we now? August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 7 months, I'm turning 60. Do I look and act like I'm 60? No freaking way. So when I get all these people saying, "Oh, you're 60, you should have early onset of dementia. You're 60, have you done your poo test yet to see if you've got bowel cancer?" I just think, stuff you, because I'm not living in that fear mode. This is me personally. You might have different opinions, right? But I know the more we do tests and the more we go to doctors, the more we are creating in our thought processes through our neuroplasticity that we are creating health issues. So we do go to a doctor. So I prefer not to go to a doctor. I prefer to look at natural remedies. That's why I every week I tell you, I drink turmeric, ginger, honey, and lemon every single day. I was sick about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I was only sick for about 3 days. I know people who have been sick for 3 months, and I look at their lifestyle, and they say, "Oh, it's generic because my mum's so sick too." It's not generic, people. It's because you're doing the same behaviours as the rest of the people in the household. Let's just go there. And I'm not judging here, okay? But back in the 80s, when I was about 16, the people who lived behind us were talking to my mum over the fence, and they all had breast cancer. The whole lot of them. 2 daughters, mum and the dad all had breast cancer. And they said, "Oh my God, the doctor says it's generic." Well, when you look into it, what these people were doing every day in the shower, what do we do in the shower? We're washing ourselves with the hot water, and our pores in our armpits all open up because of the heat. So as you put in all those detergents, like soaps, on your wet armpits, all that stuff inside those soaps goes into your pores, and all those chemicals go into your lymph glands. This is proven. So when you get out of the shower, what's the first thing most people do? They dry their pits, and the first thing they do is spraying all this more chemical on the open pores in the armpit. So I was talking to one of the girls over the back fence because she was home, she was doing chemo, blah, blah, blah. And I said to her, "When you wash your armpits, do you put deodorant under your armpits?" And she said, "Oh, yeah, we all do that together." So they all got this behavior which may or may not cause cancer. But isn't it funny how the doctors say it's generic, but we have to look at our behaviors and our routines of what we do with our lives that goes into our bodies and may be creating all this stuff. Okay? So I'm leading here to what I'm going to be doing, guys. I'll be honest with you. One of the biggest stresses I've had over the last 3 months is because I know my next book. It's here. It's not so much a book. It is talking about videos. And I'm probably going to do this as a 6-part video thing. I've got to go find a location to film it in, set it up so it's all professional. But it's about, which I can't say on here because of the algorithms. Maybe I should just write it down. Actually, if I do it in a weird type of writing, so the algorithms can't understand what I'm doing, okay? Let's see if I can do this, okay? If you can understand. Okay, do you understand this word here? Okay? Me, okay? It's me, right? Myself, right? Yes, okay. Now we add to that. I've got water on my paper because I've got my water bottle here. Okay, so let me just type this. I'm going to try and do this so people in the algorithms can't understand what I am saying. Okay, can you understand this word? Okay. So when we put them both together, because you've got to remember here, guys, I have got probably 15 MRIs, CT scans, pathology tests, etc., that prove that I had a brain tumour and throat cancer. I am a firm believer that the universe has not just done this to me once. Ha ha ha, you did it to me twice. So I would heal it. So then I teach you guys how to do this as well. Okay? It's big. Oh, I just saw one of the tarot cards for today. Lucky number 2, I just saw your card because it just flipped out on my screen. I've got to be so careful on here, guys. Everybody who talks about those words, they get their videos knocked off YouTube, their monetization stuff down, and the algorithms don't let anyone see their videos. So we've got to be so careful how we do this. I'm actually thinking about doing it on Udemy. I think it's .com, but it's this one. Okay, that one, however you pronounce that one. I think I'm going to put it on there so then people can buy it cheaply and learn how I got rid of what I've had. And I think I'm going to start it as like a 6-part program where people self-do it by design or whatever. Improvements. You know, some people may see improvements, other people don't. So I can't guarantee it, but I want to help as many people as I can. That's where I'm at, guys. I want to help people as much as I can. And look at the cancer rates. I was watching this video last night. I did share it on Facebook. So if you do want to go onto Facebook, I did just share it. I'll show you my Facebook page. If you do friend me on Facebook, please send me a message and say, hey, I watch you on YouTube. Do you mind adding me as a friend? Because I've got nearly 600 friends. Here we go. So here's the video where they're talking about how things are happening, how it changes our DNA. And I've got another one down here where they actually get blood samples live and they put the vaccine through it. So you can see the blood samples live. They're doing it live and showing it how it all changes our DNA network. So how do we get rid of this stuff out of us? Well, that's going into my videos, okay? So if you do want to find me. Here's me on Facebook. I've got Mary at the top. There's me. And I'm Lynda Ray. That's me. My profile is open, so you can scroll away. Okay? So I'll just put that on there again, so you can go and find me. Lynda Ray, that's me. Okay? Because I share a lot of truths, stuff that I've researched, which mainstream media and 99% of people out there want to crucify me for. Ha ha ha. Which takes me back to what I said at the beginning. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Everyone can have a belief system. Everybody has free will. But it's when we try to impose it on others is the real oops of karma. I don't share my stuff to tell you what to do. I share my stuff to bring awareness so you can make form an opinion based on research, so then you can then decide for yourself what's best for you. I never say do this or do that. Okay? Same as today with my tarot. It's take it or leave it, right? So guess where we are today? It's Tarot Day. I've shown you Mary. Thank you so much for everyone who says Mary's gorgeous. I do get a lot of emails. I get people on Facebook saying, how's Mary going? Because I actually thought I was going to put her down a few weeks ago. I love showing the 2 photos. Okay, I got the photos. Oh my God, come on, anyone that likes pets, you're going to love it. Okay. So here's Mary before Valium. And there's Mary after Valium. The before and after. She looks like she's like, Bob Marley. Who's got my Jamaican hat happening? Oh God. I can't think about what I'm going to be like when she's no longer here. Oh, it's been a couple of crappy months for me, I tell you guys. But I'm here. And I'm going to start doing videos again this week. And I've got to really start getting this thing in order so then I can help people out there who are going through pretty bad times at this point. That's my plan, help as many people as I possibly can, right? So, Debs Onley, thank you so much for being here. Nanu, you're number 1 off the rank. Hi, Lynda and everyone. Happy August. Can't believe we're halfway through this year. May I have a card for this week? Yes, you can. Debs, oh my gosh. I don't look at these cards. I'll show you what I do, guys. I think, okay, Debs Only is number 1. Give me a card for Debs Only. So when a card flicks out, I just put it down. Okay? So I don't look at the cards, and I look at number 2, which is Light and Love. Please give me a card for Light and Love. So I get their card and I put it down. I don't look at the cards. So Deb Onley, first off the rank, you got the Devil card. Oh my gosh. Just remember, there's a lot of theories out there who say that the devil does not exist. He is what we create through all our self-doubts, belief systems, and our own voice in our head telling us that we're not good enough. Okay? This guy gives us all those options that really are not good for us because we're either in a depressed state or just thinking that we're not good enough. So this is a time for you, Debs Only, to really tell yourself how great you are. Look in your mirror. In fact, everybody, we can all do this today. When you finished off talking to me today, go and look when you go to the bathroom next time, look in the mirror and just look at yourself in the mirror and say, oh, wow, I love you. Now, I don't know if you did if you noticed what I just did then. I'll do it again. Let's see who notices what I did. God, I love you. You take a deep breath in. Let it out. And then you say, God, I love you. Lynda, I love you. Debs, I love you. Whatever your name is. Fill in the blank. I love you. Because then as you breathe in that next inhalation, you're filling yourself with that love. That's what we're here for, right? So, Deb's only, you've got the devil, but so look at your self-doubts. Keep telling yourself that you're gorgeous. Love would take care of a friend in need. Who is our best friend? The first person that you should be telling yourself is you. I am my best friend. Because if I can't look after myself first, how can I ever look after anybody else second? So love would take care of a friend in need. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, guys, ask yourself, is there anything you need today, Linda? Oh, yeah, actually there is. So how often do I do the sock puppets? Hello, Linda. How are you today? Well, I'm fine, thank you. Really? You're not acting like you're fine. What do you know that I don't know? Well, you're a bit sad today. You haven't been sleeping well. Well, I've got a little bit going on. So you have this chat with yourself. Do it like a sock puppet where you've got to talk back and back. Have a conversation where you're your own best friend talking to yourself. See how it goes. Because I tell you, whenever I have the sock puppet talk to myself, I come out of those discussions clearer, focused, more clarity. I know decisions. I make the right decisions. And most of all, it shows me that I love myself because I'm taking that self-care for me. Because I am my own best friend. So let's keep going. Thank you so much for being here first, Debs. Okay. Light and love. Hi, Linda. I'm so happy to catch you alive. Blessings to you always. May I have a tarot card, please? Of course you can. Because guess what? I'm here. Same bat time, same bat channel. Well, mostly every week, Sunday, 9 a.m. Okay, Brisbane time. So before I tell Light and Love what her cards are, if you do want a private reading from me, please know I don't charge for what I do. I only ask for PayPal contributions. If you're in Australia, I do have a bank account, so please contact me and ask for it. So how does it work if you do want a private reading from me? All you got to do is make a contribution through PayPal. My link is below in the description. Then please contact me. My email is below. Okay? Tell me how much you've paid, where you are, so we can work out time zones because I'm in Brisbane, Australia. And then I say, well, here's my availability. Which one would you like? And I can send you a Zoom link. It is that easy. So if you do want a private reading from me, please follow the link. It is below. First thing, how to get a reading from Linda. Okay. I've also got a link there if you want my books. Don't go through Amazon for my books. Okay, I say it every week. My NDE book, Where I Died and Went to Heaven for 5 years, it's on Amazon for $60. Guess who gets that? Benzo. I call him Benzo because he's a billionaire. Why would you give your money to him? Make a contribution to me. Email me and just say, hey, I've just given you X amount of dollars for your book. I reply, I usually attach all four because I'm a generous person. This way you get them as PDFs. You can print them if you like, and you can also forward them to other people for free. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Okay? I don't care if you forward my books to 50 million people because I don't do this for the money. That's why I don't want you to go through Amazon and waste yours. I do this because I want to protect and love you. Because this card is worth your patience. I actually say this is the opposite of the devil card that Deb only just got because you got the Ace of Cups. This is one of the best cards in the deck, Light and Love. Yay! Please go research what this one means. And your Love Dove card says, love would trust in the angels to guide their pathway. So let me just put that up there together so you can pause the screen and then go research what the Ace of Cups represents for you, please, Light and Love. Wow, wow, and wow. Coming up with some great cards first thing in the morning. Little Wave. Hi, Linda and everyone. Looking forward to seeing you. Sending wishes for feel-good things going well. Yes. Well, guess what? Got your cards, Little Wave. Oh, the Two of Swords. Oh, my goodness. I hope and pray everything's going okay for you, Little Waves, okay? Your card, your little love dove card says, love would take out the trash and sweep floors, okay? The universe takes the trash out for me, by the way. It's so funny when people unfriend me and it's like, thank God I didn't have to say anything because it was mutual, you know? But I give everybody second chances, third chances. I believe everyone deserves that in life. So when people unfriend me, I actually think, man, have they got issues? Because they're incapable of having a discussion. They're incapable of negotiation. And most of all, they feel that their opinion is right. So they're offended, okay? Because I do try my best for everybody. We all have flaws. We all have idiosyncrasies, habits, routines, etc. And if you can't manage to compromise what you believe in to accommodate everyone on the planet, I feel sorry for people who just go and unfriend people. I really do. Because it shows that they have a lot more issues than what they let on. So I'm sort of glad when the universe takes the trash out by itself. So love would take out the trash and sweep floors. So it's not just about the people in our lives, it's also cleaning up our energy. That person who unfriended me last week, thank God they're gone. Because this week my energy has returned to, amazing. Okay? So, Little Wave, please have a look at what you've got to let go of in order to receive great things coming back in. You know, I keep going back to the old days when 6 of my friends all came to me and they said, we don't want to see you anymore. So they'd had a little powwow and they all said, no, we're never going back to see Linda. And it was like the best thing that ever happened to me. We're talking about people who left so much trash in my backyard, it took us an hour and a half to pick up their trash. Do I seriously want to associate with people who disrespect my property that much? No. They used to just turn up for the food, drink to their heart's content, and leave trash everywhere for me and my good friends to clean up. So when they all said, see ya, I was like, thank the angels. Thank you so much, because I did not have to instigate it. So sometimes in life, guys, it's so funny how the universe works, isn't it? So Little Wave, please think about the cards that you just got, the Two of Swords. Wow, you've got decisions to make, okay? James Holland, g'day all, nanu. Dr. Lynda, may I have some non-online censored cards, please? Okay, I've got to go there. James Holland, he and I are messenger friends. So after I do my show today, I pull him a card and a little lovey-dovey because he comments early, and I send him his cards privately. That's just me respecting other people's decisions. Okay? So please know, if you do want a private reading from me, I do ask for a contribution. I do actually do email readings. I love reading photos. So if you've got a photo of a prospective boyfriend or a house that you're thinking about buying, that sort of thing, feel welcome. You know, make a small contribution through PayPal and just say, hey, what's your thoughts on this? What energy has it got? Okay? Yeah, so people send me links to houses and I say, oh, wow, that house is cool, don't go there. And then they find out it's got so many issues wrong with it. So I'm grateful that I'm pretty accurate reading photos, okay? So there you go. James Holland, I respect your wishes. And of course, after I do my live today, I do James Holland. Okay, so let me just write that down. I know he's always here. Okay, but I'm just making a note so I remember later, because as you guys know, my brain is a sieve. That's why I don't trust my instincts. I trust her. Okay? Okay, so let's keep going. Now, he did say wolf, which is Lola, and meow would be Melly. So there you go. That's James's cat and dog. He lives in the UK, as you can tell from his comment. Okay, Josie Science. Hi, Linda. Looking forward to seeing you draw a card for the coming year. Well, Josie Science, I only do it for the next week because that's what I'm here for today. You got the 5 of Swords. This is you for the next week, darling. Love has no need to fabricate stories or tell lies. So show your truth. Be your truth. And be honest with people who you talk to. Josie Science. Okay? Alrighty, so now we go on to Chris and Nicolau. Yay! Thank you so much for being here. I've got your cards. I saw you there. Yay! I love, and thank you, Josie Science, and to Chrissa for the love hearts. I love it when I see all the M-joys coming up. Okay, Chris and Nicolau, you got the Knight of Cups. And your Love Dove card says, love would open doors for others. So for those who comment before I go live, you also get the Love Dove card. Okay, I've still got about another 6 to do after this comment. And that's where I caught up to. Okay, so the love card, I call them Love Dove because every card starts with the word love. Okay, so here's your 2 cards. So you can go Google what that one means too, Chrissa. Love would open doors for others with the Knight of Cups. Okay, so moving right along. I will tell you guys, I was up till 3 o'clock this morning again. Oh my God. And it is so freezing here at the moment. Please don't listen to all these climate change activists where they say the world's heating up. We just had snow 3 hours west from my house in Queensland, Australia. The last time they had snow out there was 2013. And before that, it was like, well, it's about every 10 years it snows. So we've just had snow out past Stanthorpe. It's freezing here where I am. I'm in my no sleeves, but I've got goosebumps. I can't see if you can see them or not, but I'm sitting here with goosebumps today. It is frozen. All my windows are frosted over because it is so cold outside. I'm not going outside for at least another couple of hours, but I'm here talking to you, so I'm grateful for that. So let's go there. Colin M, good morning, Linda, and everyone have a great day. Love us to all. Nanu, nanu. Well, Colin M, you got the 10 of Pentacles. And your Love Dove card says, love would plant a garden of flowers. So look at the box with all these little pentacles coming out of it. That's what we get when we plant flowers. And I'll do it this way so you can see both. See how this is overflowing with the pentacles? That's what this card also means. Love would plant a garden of flowers. Be abundant with your love, guys. Be abundant with your love. So there you go, Colin. There's your cards for the day. Thank you so much for being here. Next Level Soul, I do have 2 cards for you and Willow. Yay! So Next Level Soul is the mother. Willow is the daughter. Okay. So Next Level Soul, your card is the 6 of Swords. And your Love Dove card says, love fixes things when they break. So let me just put that in there as well. Love fixes things when they break. Please go research that one for me. Okay. Be the negotiator. That's what that card really means. When you see things breaking, step in. Man up. And Willow. Oh, my God. Willow, you got the Hierophant card, which is number 5 in the Major Arcana. And your Love Dove card says, love would try to remain optimistic. Love would try to remain optimistic. Hope you and your daughter are doing well. Oh, you're so gorgeous. My daughter just got on a bus about 45 minutes ago, just before I got on live. She's gone off to see friends today, so yay! She's out gallivanting. I don't want to know. She's 19. She can do what she likes, can't she? But she's gone. So I've got the day to myself today. Yay! Colin M says, good on you, Jobs. All things must pass. Yay! Alrighty. Dear Linda, sending love and light your way. You are an amazing person. Oh, my God. You know, I'm not too good with accepting compliments. You know, for those who don't know, I listen to Douchy meditations at night. I think it's AI generated because he's always on the same tone. So I think he does them as AI generated videos. It could be a woman that does them. But it makes perfect sense what he talks about. And the one that I was listening to yesterday was how to release blockages. Because I've got a lot of blockages. You know, when you get put down by people constantly, your self-doubts, your self-worth, your self-respect all goes down the toilet. So let me just tell you a little story before I go on. When I used to work with the police, we had a volunteer. He was 80 years old. When I started work at 8 o'clock, he would already be there some days. And as soon as I walk in, he'd say, what are you doing here today? Why don't you just go home, you worthless piece of shit? So about 50 times a day, he would call me a worthless piece of shit. So he was there working with me for 3 years. Every day, about 50 times a day, that's what he'd say to me. So I ended up putting in formal complaints about this guy, especially when I found out allegedly that he was stealing money out of the collection tins. And then allegedly I found out that he was best friends with one of the high-ranking police officers in the district. So you knew that they weren't going to do anything to him, right? It was me that got the bullying and the harassment, allegedly. So for 3 years after somebody else telling me what they wanted me to be, you become it. You do. Your soul gets destroyed. Your heart breaks. And you feel like you just can't go on anymore. Some people go into addictions, sex addiction, gambling addiction, smoking addiction, drug addiction, alcohol addictions. There's too many to name. And I was the first to admit that I went down that rabbit hole. Tashi's dad just couldn't understand what I was going through when he politely said, I think you should leave. So we moved out. So since Tashi's been in grade 3, so she was 7, we left and she's been with me since. The two of us have been a great team working together. She's saved my hide on more than one time and I've saved her hide on more than one time too. So we're collectively a really good team, me and my daughter. She's so mature for her age because I've taught her well, I hope and allege. So when we talk about complimenting others, I do find it hard to accept, which is why I'm now doing these blockage removals. Okay, so if you want to know what I'm talking about, let me show you the website that I do use because I love recommending people. I don't get money for other people's channels on YouTube. So when I tell you, please go follow this guy, I don't do it out of me getting money. I do it because I want you to be the best version of who you are as well. So let me just go into the front of this guy's, or it might be a girl, I don't know. So here's Douchy Meditations. Manifest anything through manifestation. DAUCHSY. So when I look at his video streams, I go down and there's a couple there for 8 hours. There's some 8-hour ones. So I play them at night So they run the whole night while I'm asleep, because that's when we are in theta stage of manifestation. If you follow the Silver Mind Control Method by Josie Silver. Here's something else. I thoroughly say go read this book too. So as you can see in this book, I've highlighted all the exercises because I've done the exercises in this book. Okay. Here's another one where he tells you how to get into self-healing. Okay, which is my program because I've done my own. Okay. He talks about how to get into memory techniques. So I've got things there about how to get into memory techniques and all that sort of stuff. So that's Josie Science's book if you want to go and find a copy of that one. Okay. But at the end of the day, we've got to find the technique that works for our best, for ourselves. So getting back to complimenting. It takes a lot for somebody who's been constantly told, you're the embarrassment of the family, you're the black sheep of the family. Why would we listen to you for, Linda? You know, getting into trouble for every day because my sisters didn't like what I did. So it's been 54 years until I was about 55, which was 4 years ago. Took me 55 years to try and understand why I don't need other people's approval and that I don't have to appease people. It's a hard lesson to learn in life, guys. You know, we all put onuses of expectations on our parents. We always feel that we're obligated to make them feel good because they raised us. But at the end of the day, it was their job. It was their job to raise us. If they didn't want to go through 18 years of raising, teaching, and putting through school, don't have kids. Easy. So it was their job to look after us. Okay? Thank you for looking after me when I was sick. Well, it was your job. Thank you for doing your job. Okay? If you don't want to do the job, don't sign up for it. Okay? Too many people out there have kids and then treat them like second-hand citizens. My daughter has always came first for me, and look at her now with all her learning difficulties because I had her at 26 weeks. She had a lot of issues that she had to overcome, and she's still struggling, but she's in university now. Her dad didn't do it for her. Her grandparents didn't do it for her. Her aunties, uncles, and cousins weren't the ones who did it for her. It was me. So I am good at self-complimenting. I tell myself every day, wow, Linda, I'm so proud of you because you did whatever. But when it comes from somebody else, all things must pass. It's hard for me to trust it because so many people in my life have misused it, abused it, and pushed that compliment ability down so far in my soul that it's hard to get out of that well. So I do appreciate when people compliment me. I seriously do. I love yous for it. Never stop. But I know that it's something that I struggle with because I'm so used to people putting me down rather than lifting me up. So that's why I've had to rely on myself so much. Taking that self-accountability, self-responsibility for making my life better. And how else do we get out of addictions? Because make that plural, because I had addictions 15 years ago when I was with the police. But I look back at those times and I had to go down those wells. Because how do I ever help others in those wells if I hadn't been there holding their hands to help them get out? So I'm grateful that I've been down those wells of addictions. I'm grateful that I had an ex-husband who killed me. Because when people say, oh, you wouldn't understand domestic violence, did he kill you? Mine did. And that's why I'm here now telling you that your life can get better. So thank you so much. All things must pass. You know, I love making other people feel special. I compliment others because I don't want you to be who I was growing up. And I'm not going to say an age, but growing up was for me from 0 to 55. So somewhere in there, I got destroyed mentally by other people's opinions, thinking foolishly they mattered. So when I read that Roosevelt quote, Eleanor Roosevelt, what other people think of me is none of my business. Wow. That's the day I started waking up. That's the day I started really working it out. Who is really there for me? And the answer is me. And the answer is you are there for you. So whenever you're having those self-doubts, because we've had a few swords already today, we've already had the devil card. When those self-doubts come in, guys, you've really got to push them aside and say, really? You're going to listen to that? And you have that hand puppet talk with yourself. And you say, really? You're better than that. And if your heart's saying, no, it's not, I'm so down, I can't get myself up, then you tell yourself, yes, you bloody well can. And all you got to do is take one step forward. I don't care if you take 20 steps back, but as long as you get up at the end of that and you make one step forward again, and then maybe you'll take another step forward, and then you may go 15 steps back. But it's that struggle of trying to overcome things in our lives where we don't have to rely on other people to make us feel good. How many people out there have to have a partner? I can't wait to get married because he's going to make me feel so better. Get over yourself. The only person who can make you feel better is you. Okay? We live now in a world where the world's trying to destroy our character. Look at all this woke stuff, changing genders, telling us that we are we, them, they, how, he, him, us, we, whatever the government wants us to be. I'm not playing their games because I'm having too much fun discovering who I am myself without their involvement. And that's the absolute love of it all. So whenever we get these self-doubts coming in, guys, trust it with all your heart that you can overcome it. So when people like All Things Past, she says, you're an amazing person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. How hard is it for us to say 5 words to another person? But some of us can't because we're so conditioned that we don't get involved. Just last night, new on Netflix is Flight Plan with Jodie Foster. She gets on a plane with her daughter and all of a sudden her daughter's gone and everyone's saying, I never saw your daughter. She's on a plane and no one else observed her with her daughter. No one else saw she had a daughter. So that film came out in 2005. Wow. 2006, who cares? But for the last 20 years, we are losing our humanity of caring for people. Observe what goes on. You never know when someone's going to get abducted, killed, robbed, whatever. So observe people when you're out for your own self-safety. Observe a guy with a black shirt on and blue shoes. He's walking fast past a jeweler. Because then if you hear that the jeweler shop got robbed, you may think, oh, he may have been a suspect the way he was scurrying away. So observe things and do those genuine care factors for others. I've got 3 homeless people that live near me. I love it when I walk to the shops and I see them because I stop and I say, how are you today? How are you today? 4 words. Is it going to kill me to do it? No. But I want other people to feel what it's like to have someone else that loves them. My life growing up, I'm not going to say an age, I'm not going to accuse anyone here, but my life up until I was about 55, I had a lot of people telling me I was no good. It's a struggle getting out of that well. So if we can just say, wow, I like your shoes as you walk past a random person. I love walking past women and I say, wow, I love your hairstyle, especially when you see that they took some effort, even if it's just 2 plaits for a video show. They take an effort. Me putting on my Batman t-shirt every day that I'm here on Sundays, that takes effort. Was it washed? Is it clean? Does it look all right for YouTube? So take that little bit of effort with yourself first and then go out there and share that effort on others. This world desperately needs it now, guys, and I can't tell you how much. So all things must pass. Thank you so much for your 5 words. You don't know how much they mean to me, okay? Your card, ironically, I've been holding them for 5 minutes, maybe 10. Queen of Cups. This is a girl who's got her life in charge. She's knowing what she's doing, the Queen of Cups. Please go research it for yourself, Paula. Oops, I just used your real name. Love would make sure everyone had enough food to eat. And this is exactly what I'm talking about right now. Go out there, share your love with others. 4 words. Is it going to kill you to do it? You know, we have that option. Man, he looks fat. Or, I hope he's okay. See the difference in 4 words? One, we're being sarcastic and looking at someone's physical being. The other one is we're showing love and we're looking at his inner side of his heart and soul. So there's 2 ways we can face life. Man, that guy's fat. Or we can say, man, I hope he's fine. How do we want to live our lives, guys, going forward? You know, every time I walk past someone, it's an opportunity to give them love. A smile. I smile at everybody, by the way. Compliment everybody. We have a lot of people here wearing burqas, but I still smile at them because they deserve love too, don't they? Because I'm not a racist. And I don't care what they're like as long as they treat me with the same respect back. So, all things must pass. Love would make sure everyone had enough food to eat. Be kind to everybody, guys, because that's what the world desperately needs so much of now. I can't tell you. So, moving on. Joko Paranormal. Hello, Lynda. May I have a card, please? Yes, you can. You got the King of Pentacles. Love that guy. Look at his face. La da 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 da. Just looking off into the stars. King of Pentacles, and he says, love would think positive thoughts. I love my love dove cards. Love would think positive thoughts. Okay, and my last one, Marissa. Yay, you were my last one because look at the next one. Colin says, Mary, because that's when I started my life. Marissa Dummel, she says, hello, Dr. Lynda. Oh, gosh, you got the Tower card. A Tower. Make sure you use your integrity and you don't lie, because then you've got to ensure that you cover all your bases there when we lie to people. So the best thing is to be honest. Build your tower on strength rather than having it crumbled because it's not built well. Okay? And love would go for a walk in the sunshine. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to do today. So it's good that this is my last Love Dove card for the day. Everybody else now just gets one card because it was after I started my live. But love would go for a walk in the sunshine because that's exactly what I plan to do today. Oh, who saw our weather? I shared it on Facebook. Okay, if you go over to me on Facebook, okay, whoops, I'll get off there. So there's me on Facebook, Lynda Ray, okay. If you scroll down, I shared our weather the other day. Oh my God. Here's our weather. This is what we had on Thursday, 3 days ago. Meow. Look at that. Wow. So that's what we had the other day. So that's generally what happens before a cold front comes through. And it's freezing here. We just had snow. So, yay. All right. So let's get back to where we are. Colin M just said hi to Mary. Well, Mary has given up the chance of having food. She's now run away. She thought she was getting biscuits. Let me just tell you guys, Mary, I've written down a couple of statistics here. I weighed Mary this morning, my cat. She's 6.9 kilos. So in pounds, she's 15.2 pounds. She's what we call a chonker. 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 So I Google, how fat should a cat be? How much should a cat weigh? And an average house cat should be about 8 to 15 pounds. So, or 8 to 12. So she's not too far overweight, but she is on a diet. So I've only fed her once today because I usually feed her before I do my live so she doesn't annoy me. But she's learnt today. She's given up. She's gone back to bed. Alrighty. So let's go there. So Colin M says, Mary. Bell's 72. Hi, Mary. Well, Bell's 72. You got the Page of Pentacles. Good news is coming for you, Bell's 72. Okay. Page always means news coming. If it's a sword, it's bad news. But Pentacles is good news. Little Wave says, hope your dear cat is doing much better. Yes, she is, Little Wave. Thank you so much. Marissa Drummer, oh, poor Mary. Hope she feels better soon. Okay, Bells says, thank you, love you. Okay, Miss Jewel, she says, she has the same colouring as my daughter's cat. Beautiful. Miss Jules, I got you a card. Did you see I just flipped it in my hand? Oh, you got the Three of Swords, Miss Jules. Please go look this one up on Google. See what this one means. The Three of Swords. Okay, let's keep going here with some comments. So, Bell72, love your shirt. Yeah, nanu. I'm in my same bat time, same bat channel t-shirt. Thank you. That's why I say I have hair all over me from my awesome lils. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. You know, I actually I brush Mary every day. I take her outside and brush her. Her hair goes everywhere, but at least there's not that much hair inside the house. You know, I do have friends that come here that are allergic to animals as well, so I respect them and I clean up a lot. Yeah, okay, we keep going. Maltese Falconess Australia. Hi, Linda and Mary. Maltese Falconess, you got the Queen of Wands. Please go research what that one means for you. Okay, Dupre, I saw your comment when I first started. It says, Dr. Lynda, isn't this enabling governments to track its people? Yes. Digital ID does let the government track us. Everything we do, they want to know about. I don't want them to know if I've got pink underwear on or no underwear on. It's none of anyone's business. Okay? It's none of my business if I smoke, drink, go on dating apps, online gambling, watch YouTube, have an Instagram account, or watch TikTok videos. I believe it's none of anyone else's business what I do in my downtime, yeah? So whatever you do in your downtime, please consider how much they are now taking away our privacy. You know, there are Privacy Act laws that they are breaching severely. I keep up with the Privacy Act of Australia, and they've changed it about 10 times in the last 2 years. funny that. So here we go. Dr. Dupre. Dupre, you got the 8 of Cups. There's your card for you this morning. And I hope that means something for you. Please go research it. Okay, Bell 72. I've said that for years. Yep. I love the little purple thing that you gave me. How do we send super chats? Well, I don't do super chats, Bells. I'll tell you why. Because anything you donate to me, half of your money goes to YouTube. They take half. So why would I want you to do that? If you want to make a contribution to me personally, use my PayPal link. It's in the description below. I don't do super chats because I don't believe in making YouTube any richer than what they already are. They're millionaires, billionaires. Okay? So why would I want them to get your money for? Please know I don't do super chats and I don't do member-only videos. Because if I do, it's an expense to you guys. I prefer it if you just do a PayPal transaction, so it's something that you can afford, that you're happy to send over. If you want a reading, comment to me. Email me, let me know where you are so we can set up a Zoom call. If you want my books, email me, let me know. If it's just a donation or contribution to what I do, please let me know in the PayPal description. This is for all your hard work or whatever. Because I do like the generosity of people, obviously. Okay? I do my shows today for live for free. Okay? Everyone today is getting cards for free because that's who I am. Okay? If you want to contribute back to me, that's on you because I have no expectations and I don't expect it. Okay? So I don't do super chats because I don't want your money going over to Benzo. Okay. So I so wish we could all come together before the world splits. Okay, Little Wave. She says, or he says, "Hi, Linda. I meant to ask earlier, if you don't mind, can I have a card about my healing practice? I'm in the beginning stages of setting it up." Well, as I've just said, if you do want a private reading from me, it's best to make a contribution. Email me, tell me where you are, and we'll set up a Zoom call so I can talk to you for up to an hour and a half. The more you invest in me, the more time I invest in people. Okay? So I do have a card for you, and it came out as Death. Now, remember with the Death card, and it was inverted if you want to check that out too, because it was upside down. But with regards to the Death card, it doesn't mean someone's going to die. It means something ends, so something else starts. You want to start a healing process? So guess what? You've got to end the other stuff first. So there you go. That's actually a good card for you, by the way. Little Wave. It means new beginnings. Okay. So we go down. Awesome. Thank you so much, says Bells. Fiona, light, spontaneous. Happy Sunday, everyone. Pardon me. I'm going to get you a card, Fiona. Yay. Oh my God, it is so cold here. My nose is frozen. I can't tell you how stuffed up I am. Oh my God, let me just get a tissue for my eye. Someone said to me the other day, "Linda, why does your eye water all the time?" Remember, I've got a head injury. My ex-husband who killed me, I don't like talking about it much because it may trigger people, but 3 days before I died, he did hit me across my left side, and I now have a permanent eye injury. So my left eye, this one, it does water quite often, okay? Optometrists have done all the tests possible to see what's going on, and it's okay. It just waters a lot, okay? And as I say, thank God he hit me, thank God he killed me, because look at who I am today as a result of it. So, of course, I'm thankful to him for what he's done to me, okay? Yay, I hope he has a conscience at some part and forgives himself for what he's done. He doesn't need my forgiveness because he has my thanks. I hope you just listened to what I said. A guy who killed me, he doesn't need my forgiveness. He has my thanks. So I've got my next card. This is for Fiona, light, spontaneous. Happy Sunday, everyone. You've got the Knight of Swords. Okay. And she says, hello from Mount Gambier, South Australia. The weather is currently 3 degrees and sunny. I love watching your lives on Sunday. May I have a card, please? Well, you just got it. Hello. Okay. Little Wave says, I appreciate. Oh, I just missed half. Hang on. I've just got to go back up. I've just got to scroll back up, guys. Okay. Just bear with me, guys. I've just refreshed my comments, and now I've got to scroll up to where I was. Wow, there's quite a lot. Look at Bell 72 here. Okay. No, I didn't see that comment, so I've still got to keep going up. Wow. Okay. Yep. Oh, here we go. Fiona Light Spontaneous. I'm up to where I was. Okay. The weather is currently 3 degrees. Okay. Little Wave says, I gave you a card, Fiona. Okay. Little Wave says, I appreciate your perspectives. Very brave. Also, not the status quo, at least where I live. So Bell72 has given us quite some comments here. So I'm just going to just read them, but I'm just going to keep going down. I love your animals. Yep. Thank you. Jeremy Lai. Afternoon from far, 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 far away. You got a card, Jeremy Lai. Okay. 5 of Wands. Now, Jeremy, thank you so much for being here, darling. Okay. I do like looking up at least 1 or 2 a day, so let's do it for you today, Jeremy. Jeremy Lai, you got the 5 of Wands, so I'm going to look it up in my book for you. 5 of Wands. Oh my gosh, where is it? Here it is. Okay, I like showing it's in my book, so there it is in my book. The 5 of Wands. Okay, 5 of Wands, let's have a read. The 5 of Wands represents conflicts, differences of opinion, and petty squabbling. Great. These may not be large problems, but they can be overcome if cooperation is sought. However, petty disorder can easily get out of hand and drain energy away from key issues that need to be resolved. So just remember, Jeremy, with this card, ego. When we have ego and we say, oh, you know what, I'm right, they're wrong, we never reach a mutual end of a discussion. So this is a time to use compassion, empathy, and negotiation with resolving issues with others. So please look at that card, Jeremy, on Google and have your own little research of what that means for you, okay? Alrighty, so we're just going to scroll down through people. Love the image of the deck. What's the name of the cards? I actually don't know, Jeremy. It's just a nice tarot deck. A friend of mine bought them for me because I believe we never buy our own tarot deck. Okay, I do have another tarot deck here, which I have not cleansed yet, so I don't use them. This one is a fantasy world one. So it's got nice cards in there. I haven't opened it yet, so when I open a new deck, I always salt them, leave them out for a day or 2 so that it gets new energy, and then I sleep with them, I play with them, and I don't use them for a day or 2. I just touch them, get my energy all over them. So I haven't actually done that yet because I only got them a few weeks ago. But right now I'm using my own cards, and as you can see, I like touching my cards, putting my energy into the cards. I also allow her, which is my guide, to pick the card that you need. As you can see, I don't do it where I choose the card. I don't say third one down, 1, 2, 3, and that's your card. I let the universe throw the cards out for me. That's just my technique. We all have different techniques, okay? Thank you so much for asking. Okay, so M. Anderson, thank you for talking the truth. Well, M. Anderson, I just did get you a card. It just popped out. Oh, Page of Pentacles again. Another one getting good news coming. M. Anderson, please go research what the Page of Pentacles means. Okay, Page always means news coming. The Page of Swords is the one we don't want, because that usually means bills or death or something bad's happening. Oh, I've just had a car accident type stuff. So we don't want the Page of Swords because that's bad news coming. But the other three, Cups, Pentacles, and Wands, is all about good news coming. Yay. Bell72 says precisely. That's a good suggestion. May I please have a card? I did give you a card, Bell72. I've been having better off dead thoughts for literal decades. Well, if anyone does want a private reading from me, I don't charge. I only ask for contributions. My PayPal link is below. So make a contribution. If you're in Australia, I do have a bank account where please email me and ask it for me. And I'm happy to then send you over a Zoom. If you're in Australia, we can do a video call on our phones if we both have iPhones, which I have. Okay, let's keep going. Little Wave, interesting take on taking out the trash. Thanks, Linda. And the Two of Swords is actually a nice card as it where I am for my practice. Yay. Jeremy Lai says, oh my God, I wouldn't have made them throw the trash in the bin themselves. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Let me just explain what these people used to do. They used to come to my house. I used to have a meetup group called Southside Psychics. I had about 400 members before COVID hit when we couldn't do parties anymore. But once a month, I used to do a party. My friend Rick, he used to come over with his spit, and we used to put heaps of meat on the spit. Oh, the smells coming out of that while it was roasted. I used to make salads, pavlovas, trifles, cakes. It was a lot of food. It used to cost me about $400 in food. So I'd have about 20 to 30 people turn up. These 6 used to just sit around the fire pit, smoking and drinking and throwing their cigarette butts all over my floor all night, over the grass. So at the end of the night, they'd just get up, go home, and I am serious. It was an hour and a half just picking up their rubbish, going through, because I had outside animals and I don't disrespect the grass, so I would never leave cigarette butts on the ground. So it was an hour and a half. Virtually Rick, every time I had a party, he'd be the one on his hands and feet walking through the grass picking up all their cigarette butts. Not nice doing it. Yeah, I don't care what people do in their own yards. Do whatever you like at your own house, but you always treat other people with respect, you know? So there we go. That's what they used to do. Oh, the devil's come back. He's on the bottom of my deck now. Okay, so let's go there. Little Wave, making peace with the in-between, with the beginning stages of starting a business, taking it easy, not stressing too much. Yeah, good on you, Little Wave. Okay, the healing journey. I just got your card. It just flicked out. Oh, Knight of Pentacles. We have a lot of Pentacles again today. Thank God. Okay, there you go. Please go research what the Knight of Pentacles means for you, the healing journey. Okay? Josie Science. Am I getting the TA position for the fall or spring for biomedical science? I'm hearing yes, Josie. Okay, but it's got to be your time and effort that you put in there. Okay, Angie, hello. I wonder if you can tell me anything you might sense about my recent promotion. Well, here we go, guys. When people ask me private questions like this, I get a little bit iffy, because as much as I would love to help you, how would you feel if your boss was here under their own private username and they're reading or hearing everything I say about them? That's not fair. It's a breach of privacy and confidentiality on a live video on YouTube that people can watch. So for private readings like that, it's best to organise a Zoom call with me. Okay, I don't charge. I only ask for a contribution. Okay, the more you invest in me, the longer time I give you. Okay, generally anyone who gives me over $100, I give them over an hour and a half. Okay, people who send over $50, I usually give them about 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, people who send me like $10, because a lot of people do, it depends on how long I can talk for. okay, and what they're actually going through. Some people, I don't care if you send me $1. I've spoken to some people who sent me $1. I'll spend 4 hours with them to make them feel good. So I don't base it on how much you send over. I send it on what you're doing and how you're progressing and whether or not you're listening to what is actually needed. You know, I had a lady once come to my house. She wanted to know if her husband was going to leave her. And when I said yes, she got all offended and she wanted a refund because I didn't give her the answer that her ego wanted. Her husband did leave her 6 months later, just as I told her, and then she badmouthed me to everybody saying that I was a fake psychic. How do you get this? She was in a hard spot. You know, I remember clearly saying to her, your husband's leaving you in 6 months, start saving money. 6 months later, he kicked her to the curb and she ended up in a welfare refuge because she had no money saved. And then she had the audacity to badmouth me around the traps. So some people, I don't give them time of day. If she came back and wanted a reading from me, I always give people chances. But to invest my time in people, I'd prefer those who genuinely want to make their lives better. Okay? Yeah, like we all do. That's why you're here, right? Okay. I am currently working with a therapist and trying my best to heal. Well, Bells, I love you for doing what you're doing. Okay, love is truly all we need. Yep, I'm listening to all your comments, Bells. Okay. Okay, thank you so much for what you're saying. Okay. Okay. Okay, yep. All right, so let's just keep going down. Julie Youngren, hello, my dear family. Nanu. I just got home from work. If I may still have a card, I'd love one, please. Big hugs to everyone here. Yay, Julie. Well, too many just popped out then. So I'm just going to try and get you one, Julie Youngren. Here it comes. Where is it? Card for Julie Youngren, please. Come on. Whoops. Okay, that is the card. Oh, Julie. I hope this one makes you feel so good today. Ace of Cups. Wow. So, M. Anderson, yes, I get your comment. Bell 72, I had 4 children up for adoption and gave them all up for adoption before they were born because I knew. Yeah. Okay, Julie Youngren, she also says, all I wanted was to be a wife and mother and I was unable to have children. It has been very hard. You know, sometimes, Julie, I believe that we know our contracts, like in life contracts. We know that we're not destined to have kids. And because we're aware of that, it's almost like we say, stuff that, I'm going to try my best to have one. I look at my sister, never had children. She always wanted kids. They spent $300,000 in IVF. She had about 14 miscarriages. So she's got a hell of a lot of babies in heaven that are waiting for her. So I look at it that way. She's got a hell of a lot of babies in heaven waiting for her because of all the miscarriages that she had. So let's go there. Do I believe in when do we receive a soul? We receive a soul at conception because I've seen so many unborn babies come to me from spirit. Okay? So even if we lose a child at 4 weeks, that baby has a soul and it chose in its life contract to terminate itself. How do we learn self-sacrifice unless we do something like that, right? How do we learn unconditional love unless we have to love something that we've never seen? So there's always lessons for everything, Julie, okay? Please be patient. You know, having a child, yes, I'm a mother, so I know that love, but I look at other people, other beings, trees, animals. I love Mary almost as much, if not more some days, than my own child. My heart goes out to my cat. When I thought I was going to have to put her down a few weeks ago, oh my God. One word, Valium. Yes, Valium helped. But then I had to look within myself as to why I got so upset, because I know if she does pass, when she passes, she's going to be great. She's going to be there waiting for me when I come to her. So how can I ever be upset about it? So that's the conflict that I have, because I know what's in heaven, but then I get so stuck in this three-dimensional world. So, Julie, don't give up hope. In other lives, you've had so many kids. When you get back to heaven and you see all these other lives that you've led, and you go, oh my God, Charles, Henry, Vivian, Victoria, and Elizabeth, come to my mother. Your father, because hello, we're not always a female in our future or past lives. All right, so you just popped out. Oh my gosh. So let's keep going. Aisha Omar, why did he said no this morning? E-proposal between us. Oh, Aisha. Okay, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again, guys. I never read for other people without their consent. It's a big karmic no-no. Imagine if Omar is right here, right now. He might be Bell 72. How would you feel if you were Omar and I start talking about you without your consent on a live broadcast? So if you do want a private reading from me, Aisha, make a contribution, email me, and we organise a time for a Zoom call, okay? And I'll be able to help you with all your issues, why this has failed, okay? Because I don't talk about other people behind their backs. I don't do gossip. 10 of Pentacles is the card I got for you, Aisha. Please research what that one means, okay? 10 of Pentacles, okay? When doors close, windows open, okay? Not everything in life is a bad thing. I look at the day I died. I died. Was it a bad thing? Thank God I woke up, but look at who I am today because of it. So there's always goodness in a death, okay? You've got a no, which is like a death, okay? And just because he doesn't want to marry you doesn't mean he still doesn't want to see you. He may not be ready for marriage, but that's between him and his free will. Okay. Dupre says, I agree with you that people should not have kids if they don't want to take care of their kids. So many bad parents out there. Well, here in Australia, I'll be honest, guys, about 15 odd years ago, the government, in all its wonderful infamies, it decided that we need to get more babies into Australia, so let's give every new mama $5,000. So every 14, well, not every, but you should have seen how many 14-year-olds ran out there to get pregnant because of the $5,000 welfare. And in a lot of cases, the boys took the card with the money on it and said, see you later. So these 14-year-olds got stuck with a newborn baby with no money because the 14-year-old boys were taking it and buying flat screen TVs. We actually had a report in the newspaper how many flat screen TVs were sold to brand new mothers. So instead of buying formula and nappies or diapers, they were buying flat screen TVs. So then the government decided, maybe that's too much money in one hit. Let's break it down. So they only receive a couple of hundred every 2 weeks. But that still didn't stop the amount of people out there just having babies for the money. If ever somebody has to have a baby for the money, that's not a good chance that that kid's going to grow up right, because that shows you the selfishness of the parent straight away. Here in Australia, you cannot adopt a child. My sister tried for 20 years to adopt a child. There's no adoptions in Australia because everybody gets so much welfare. New mums get it just flown at them. And if they're Muslim, they get double. True fact. You heard it live. I'm not going to repeat it because I'm not a racist. M. Anderson says, I agree. Only when you have lived through hard times can you have empathy for others. Yay. Okay. Bell 72's got some more comments. M. Anderson, Don't beat yourself up. You did what you felt was for the best. Talking to Bell72. Yeah, so I'm glad that people in here have comments to each other. All things must pass. You're very welcome, Linda. I can relate to the self-doubt my family put me down as well. With all my heart, I mean what I say. Love you. I love you too. And isn't it good time? I don't just love all things must pass. I love every single one of you. I don't judge you. I don't know what you look like. I don't know how tall you are, how long your hair is. I don't care what clothes you're wearing, if any. I love your soul because right now you're here watching me. So if you haven't already, please press the like button. And please, if you do want a reading, make a PayPal transaction. I have heaps of spots this week. Okay, from Wednesday this week, I am clear again. So if you do want a reading, I can get you in later this week. How good is that? Some people have a 2-year wait. Okay. You must be a good person. That's right. M. Anderson says to Bell72, you are on this chat. You must be a good person. We were all guided here. We all have to make difficult decisions. How wise, and how much wisdom does M. Anderson have to Bell72 right now? Thank you so much for being here, M. Anderson. Yeah, I love it. I love reading your comments. Okay. Look at these two. They're having a nice little conversation, a little meet cute. Marissa Dummel, I was actually thinking I've got the tower going on right now. My exes are still coming after me. I've been asked to leave this shelter because they found the address, so I'm calling other places, I'm thinking. Okay, yes. Yep, and trying to find a place for Moira and I to go. Yep, so just keep going, Marissa. Everything's going in your favour, okay? Everything always does work out for us. It really does. Okay, so let's just keep going down through these comments. We've got Bells talking. We've got Little Wave talking. I just want to see if there is anybody else here wanting cards. Okay, Darling, do you think M is returning to me? Darling, I'll give you a card. If you do want a private reading, please make a PayPal transaction. I'm busy. I'm actually free from Wednesday, which is Tuesday night US time. Okay, so if you do want a private reading from me, you can get in within a few days. Okay, whoops. All right, I've got you the card. So this one is for Darling. You got the 8 of Cups. Please go research what the 8 of Cups means for you, Darling. Okay. Carol Morris, what part of Texas are you? Angie, Houston here. Oh, I love it when people talk. Angie says that she's in Central Texas. We got tons of rain yesterday and today. Yay. Dupre says 14-year-old is too young. I know. Can I tell you a story? The police, where I used to work, they arrested these 3 girls for shop stealing. They were 14-year-olds. So the police brought all 3 in. One, the main offender, she was taken away. She was in the office getting charged because she was a repeat offender. She had a long, long list of criminal activity. The second one was worried, thinking, what's my mum going to say? And the third one was sitting on the floor crying her eyes out. So guess which one I went to? I went up to the crying your eyes out one. And I said, how do you feel? She said, oh, my God, I can't believe we got caught. And I said, well, you did get caught and you'll get caught again if you do this again. So I was talking to the other one. I think that was my intercom that just went off, but I'm going to leave that unless they ring me again. So then I was talking to the second one and I said, how do you feel? And she said, oh, I feel fine. And I said, what are you doing this weekend? And she says, I'm going out looking for a sucker. You're going out looking for a sucker. This is a 14-year-old girl. And I said, what's a sucker? And she said, quote, someone I can get pregnant to and suck child support out of for the next 18 years. I know what I'd be doing if I was that kid's mother. But I wasn't that kid's mother, so I couldn't do and say what I really, really, really wanted to say. So I went back to my desk with my head in my hands thinking, that kid is going to be a 30-year-old little witch with 6 kids who she doesn't care for because she only wants the money. And look at the life that those kids are going to have. Wow. So do pray. I agree totally with you. Are 14-year-olds considered minors in Australia? Yes. At the age of 12, kids can decide where they want to live. So at 12, my daughter, could technically go and live with her dad legally if she wanted to, but she chose to stay with me. That tells me a lot about my parenting skills and his. Oops. At 15, kids here can learn to drive. 17, they get some more rights, but to be classified no longer as a minor is 18. 18 is the year we start to vote, and 18 is the legal age for alcohol. So there you go. James Kassar says, hi, Lynda, I hope your weekend is doing great. Yay! May I have a card regarding work? I do like it when people say, can I have a card relating to whatever? Look, it just came out. So this is for your work, King of Cups. Now, this could be you, James, or it could be your boss. So when you look at this card, please try and work out if it's you or your employer, because it's a king. Okay? There you go. So I hope that you go research what that one means. And I just wrote it down too. So just in case you need it later. Okay, Darlene says, I'm a SAG. Okay, it means no. Okay, Carol Morris. Oops, me too, please. Okay, Carol Morris, did I give you a card? Let's give you another Carol. Carol, I'll give you another card, just in case I did miss you. I think I did, but who cares? I'll give you another one because you're still here. Okay, whoops, there it goes. And of course, it fell on the floor. Where did it go? Okay, so Carol Morris, you got the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. Please go research what he means. Okay. Put it with the other card if I did give another card. In Google, you can say, what does this card mean with that card? And it joins them together and gives you a joint message. Okay. So let's go there to pray. So how could they have babies at 14? Well, they do. Anderson says, thank you. Angie says, goodbye, everyone. Well, isn't that funny? Because I'm about to say goodbye too. Thank you so much for everyone being here today. As I said again, I'm free from Wednesday this week. Yay! Is what Walmart going to hire me, says Shannon. Let's get you a card. Aren't you glad? Because you've just come in as I was about to leave. Yay! So if you do want a card, guys, a reading from me, up to an hour and a half, please make a contribution to PayPal, and then we organise a time and date. Please email me. I do get people who don't email me, and through PayPal, I can't comment back to them. So I can't make a time unless you email me. Sometimes PayPal gives me an email address, other times it doesn't. So to stop that confusion, please email me. My links are below. How to get a reading from me. So Shannon, is Walmart going to hire me? Here's the 5 of Cups. I hope that one gives you some clarity in the decision there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty, so James Kassar, his message was rejected. And Carol Morris, must be special. Wow, that's 2 weeks in a row, must be important. Of course you are. Everybody who watches me is important because we're all soul-searching warriors, or should I say, soul-searching survivors. We're in the SSS crew, guys. Okay, soul-searching survivors. We have to stay strong. We have to stay in love. And most importantly, we have to hope and pray that with whatever is going on, it ends soon. If it is revelations, I hope Beam Me Up Scotty occurs and we are all in heaven and the revelations is coming to truth. Yeah, bring on the rapture. That's where I'm at. So from Mary, my cat, and my plats today, please know I love you all. Stay safe, stay strong. Same bat time, same bat channel next Sunday, Brisbane time, 9 a.m. I'll be here. Stay strong, and thank you so much for being here. Bye.